Morning. It's Wednesday, September 2nd, and I've just finished reading an article about a New Jersey teen from Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, who in July organized a protest because there's not enough affordable housing in Englewood Cliffs for the people of color. Englewood Cliffs is an upscale community in New Jersey with a very small population of people of color. And she felt it was unfair to those people because they couldn't move into the community because there wasn't enough affordable housing. So she was organizing a protest on behalf of the people of color. Anyhow, she got in contact with the local administration, and they wanted to meet with her in person, but she could not meet with them or would not meet with them in person because of the pandemic. And she suggested that they have a Zoom meeting to discuss the protest. Well, the meeting never took place. The city clerk and the mayor wanted to have an in-person meeting, and she didn't want to have an in-person meeting because of the pandemic. So they never got together. Now, she had been planning this July 25th protest for many months, because prior to them trying to get in touch with her, she had been in contact with various other city officials via email about collecting the rules and understanding the rules for her planned protests. So they never had a meeting, but anyhow, the protest went off without real incident on July 25th, and about 30 to 40 people showed up. The rally was held outside of the town's administrative building, and the police showed up. They looked around, checked everything, set up some barricades, and then they went indoors, and they came out periodically to move some of the plastic barricades around. It was a peaceful demonstration. So you might think that's the end of the story, but no. 4 days later, the young lady, 18 years old, received a letter from the mayor requesting that she foot the $2,499.26 bill for police overtime accrued during the protest. The mayor said that the bill for police overtime was issued pursuant to the advice that they received from the borough administrator, who consulted supposedly with the borough attorney. Bottom line on the bill was, though, it was rescinded. The mayor had rescinded the bill. The mayor also said that the city's ordinances would have to be re-examined and readjusted to cover situations like this. Now, in the Constitution of the United States, specifically in the First Amendment, we're allowed. That's free speech, and we have the right to protest. And there's nowhere in there, in the Constitution, that says that we can be billed for protesting. But given the state of affairs that's going on in this country, wouldn't it be very nice if every time these people wanted to have a rally, that they had to pay for the space they were taking up and for the inconvenience they were causing people? How about that? How about we have an amendment to the Constitution that says that any municipality has the right to charge for the space that you're going to use to protest? Now, if you were holding this in Madison Square Garden, I'm sure you would pay them some rent. So if you take over a park or a bunch of city streets and you obstruct the traffic and you destroy the businesses, not necessarily physically destroy, but you prevent access to businesses, shouldn't there be a penalty for that? Is the right to protest the right to make other people uncomfortable? Is the right to protest to cause people monetary pain because you're forcing them not to be able to do business? It's a very sticky question. I throw it out there because I'm sending this to people who think, who are capable of thinking. I mean, we've gotten to the point where these protests can go on for 90 days. That's insanity. A 90-day protest, and then it leads to violence and everything. That's awful. So maybe the answer is you're going to charge people. Either you charge the organization a lump sum and then they charge admission to their protest, or you charge the people as they come in, set up a thing in an enclosed area. We don't have a police presence. What we have there is a ticket taker, somebody who's able to charge them, or maybe they have to register. How about online registration for all protests? How about that? That would be a wonderful thing. And don't forget, when these protests are over, they leave garbage in the streets. So you got the cost of sanitation, in addition to the police protection that you have to put up there. So that's what I think. I think this teenage young lady from Englewood Cliffs, that's a great story. And if it gets out there, maybe there's something will be done about this. I'm not against protesting, but I am against protesting the way our protests are going. I remember protesting when I was a kid, and it was always peaceful, and we had mounted police making sure that it was peaceful. I don't know what happened to the mounted police. I haven't seen any of them at these protests. So that's all I got to say this morning. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.